Hello everybody at the Schwantz27's channel. This is your Lord and Savior, Vince Sampella, here to tell you about our latest updates to our game, Titanfall 2, which is better than the other recently released shooters that outsold it. Thanks, EA. We recently put up a blog post called the Frontier News Network, which is definitely not in the tank for our game, much like it was with the election for one political party. Wink, wink. We'll be updating it every 2 weeks to try to be social with people, unlike some other developers, with links to the forums where you can show off cool shit or report bugs. But there isn't a section to discuss the game itself with things like balancing issues or ideas on how to make the game better. It's not Reddit, motherfuckers. Speaking of bugs, we've been hard at work fixing the issues that we could have changed if the beta hadn't had walled off content, this being the case with two Titans who are catching a nerf. Tone, who has the best starting Titan weapon and one of the best core abilities in Salvo Core that somehow is better than Justice raining from above with North Star, even though it's the same fucking animation. And Legion, who is basically the product of an ugly one-night stand between Blackbeard from Rainbow Six Siege and Soldier 76 from Overwatch, also had to be rebalanced. But we're being cryptic about how we did it so we avoid criticism. Also on Titan, some of the executions weren't triggering reliably like the results of the 2016 presidential election did. We wanted to remove the immersion, so we put the animations for executions in third person because it's more cinematic, but it also is more problematic. Lastly on Titans, anti-Titan and Grenadier weapons will now restore ammo when embarking into your Titan, which is something that we did in the first game, so our Control-C, Control-V missed a step somewhere along the line. On to pilot fixes, the map hack boost was nerfed, such that the player icons will pulse like with every other recon type ability, instead of being always on like it was in the first game. Another boost which needed some rebalance was the amped LMGs, but we don't indicate if it's a nerf or a buff, such that we don't influence your perception on if the fix worked or not. Or at least that's what the paper this lawyer gave me says. Lastly on weapons, the Craybar shots were erroneously piercing the bubble shields like determined sperm through a condom, and we don't want any oopsie babies. We also fixed some issues when wall hanging, grappling, and mantling upstairs. Basically, the movement was as bad as Infinite Warfare, but now at least it's better than Black Ops 3. Lastly, sometimes you'd spawn halfway underground after watching a kill replay of you being terminated in third person. Yes, again with the third person shit. Speaking of spawns, we fixed issues in Last Titan Standing where there were bad spawns on Exoplanet, and round 1 would start when people were still connecting to the server. More game mode fixes include upping the attrition score limit from 300 to 500 because games would end faster than your masturbation session, and the ability to play private match solo such that you could presumably look for all the dankest wall run tips and trick spots in order to make videos and get that YouTube money. And unlike in other FPS games that aren't proud of their player turnout, the counts for individual game modes are now available, but only when matchmaking into a specific mode, such that it's almost like a game within a game to figure out which game modes are more popular than the others, and so that people can't screenshot it easily to tweet out how badly the game is underperforming. We've got a list of shit that we're working on in the forums, but they aren't as easy as a slider to fix, like freezing, stuttering worse than Biblical Reaper, and the invite friends feature not working. Wait, what? That also wasn't working in the pre-alpha tech test, which we did more than 2 months ago? Well, come on now. You know that was just a marketing demo to sell our product, not to fix bugs, which clearly didn't work well in either regard.